A Nintendo Direct has been announced, so I'm going to drop my quick predictions on what I think could be in this Nintendo Direct. So let's start off with a Zelda prediction I have for this Direct. So it was recently confirmed that Tears of the Kingdom will not be receiving any DLC. This is a little unfortunate, however, this does open the doors for ports of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess potentially being announced at this Direct. I'm not 100% sure about this prediction, because Nintendo will probably not want to move on so quickly from Tears of the Kingdom, and they will want to promote that game heavily for the holiday season coming up, but there is certainly potential for remasters of these two Zelda games to be announced at this Direct. WarioWare Move It. The next game in the WarioWare series is releasing on November 3rd. This is a pretty safe bet, and I guarantee this will be in the Direct. I think we have only seen one trailer for this game so far, so I would expect to see another trailer or some more information about this game. Super Bomberman R2. The sequel to Super Bomberman R is dropping on September 13th, which is actually this week. This is another pretty safe prediction, and I'm pretty sure this game will make an appearance in the Direct, even if it's just in the sizzle reel. Mario Wonder. The next mainline 2D Mario game will be released on Nintendo Switch on October 20th. We only just had a Super Mario Wonder Direct a couple of weeks ago, so we aren't going to get much new information about this game, but I would probably expect to see some new gameplay being shown in this Direct. Super Mario RPG. A remake of Super Mario RPG is coming out on Nintendo Switch on November 17th. This game will definitely show up at the Nintendo Direct. I expect we will most likely see a new trailer for the game, showing off some of the new things that have been added to this remake. A new game starring Princess Peach. Yeah, we don't know much about this game. This game was revealed in the last Direct, and all we know is that Princess Peach is the main character, and that the game is coming out sometime in 2024. This feels like a game that would come out within the first half of 2024 though, so I think there's potential for this game to appear in the Direct. We could find out what the game is actually about, and get a potential name for this game too. That would be nice. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. A visually enhanced version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon will be launched next year. I don't think this game will be in the Direct, since from the last Direct, the footage shown looked like the game was still pretty early on in development. So I would expect to see this game be released towards the back end of 2024. And if that's when it's going to release, it feels a little early to see this game pop up in this Direct. This game will probably be featured in a later Direct next year. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. We only have one more wave of the Mario Kart Booster Course Pass DLC, and those last 8 tracks are going to drop sometime before the end of the year. Nintendo Directs don't normally show off the full 8 tracks coming out in a single wave, but we are definitely going to be shown at least 1 or 2 tracks from this upcoming wave of DLC. Oh, and we could also see the last 2 characters that are coming to the game in this Direct too. Splatoon 3 DLC. Wave 2 of the Splatoon 3 DLC expansion pass, featuring a new single player campaign known as Side Order, is expected to be coming out pretty soon. We will probably see some gameplay relating to the Side Order DLC within the Direct, as we haven't seen that much so far. We don't have an exact date for this DLC either, but I would expect it to come out later this year. Some Splatoon 3 amiibo are expected to come out on November 17th, so I wouldn't be surprised if this DLC comes out around the same time. Nintendo Switch Online stuff. I don't think we will see a lot of NSO stuff in this Direct, or for the rest of the Switch's lifespan to be honest, but I do expect to see a release date for Mario Party 3 on the Nintendo 64. It could even be a shadow drop for this Direct. That would be hype. We will probably get release dates for some more Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games as well in this Direct. I wouldn't expect the announcement of something like GameCube games coming to Nintendo Switch Online though, since Nintendo have recently been remastering a good amount of their GameCube games for the Switch, such as Pikmin 1 and 2, as well as Metroid Prime. Wait, did I say Metroid Prime? Metroid Prime 2 Remaster. Nintendo remastered the first Metroid Prime earlier this year, and they also shadow dropped the game in a previous Nintendo Direct. So this begs the question, if Nintendo are going to remaster Metroid Prime 2 and 3 before the release of Metroid Prime 4. Well, I think so, and I'm personally hoping that a remaster of Metroid Prime 2 will appear within this Direct. If we had a Metroid Prime 2 remaster announced at this Direct and released before the end of the year, then we could potentially see a Metroid Prime 3 remaster come out around the start of 2024, and then Metroid Prime 4 finally releasing at the end of 2024. F-Zero. This feels like a bit of a stretch, but a lot of F-Zero rumours have been flying around for this Direct, and it would be really nice to see F-Zero make a comeback. We could get an F-Zero GX remaster, a brand new F-Zero game, or maybe even a Battle Royale F-Zero 99 game. That would be pretty wild. Either way, I'm just hoping for F-Zero to return in some form of capacity. Professor Layton and the new world of Steam. We know that a new Professor Layton game is currently in development, and I think it's about time we see some gameplay and find out what this game is all about. This game is going to be at Tokyo Game Show this year, so I would expect this game to appear in the Direct first before Tokyo Game Show. I'm expecting we will see a lot of gameplay from this game, and hopefully a release date too, even if it's just a rough date at the moment and not an exact one. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games 2024. So since about 2008, we have been getting a Mario and Sonic at the Olympics game for each real-life Olympics that takes place. And since the next Olympics is taking place in Paris in 2024, if we are going to get our Mario and Sonic Olympics game for that event, then now would be the time to announce this game. I'm quite a big fan of this series, so I'm hoping we see the next game in the series announced in this Direct. A new Donkey Kong game. We are long overdue for a new Donkey Kong game, and I think there's potential we might see one in this upcoming Direct. The last Donkey Kong game was Tropical Freeze, which came out on the Wii U in 2014, which was like 10 years ago. This is one of my more wild predictions, but I really hope this prediction comes true within this Direct. A Kid Icarus Uprising Port. Look, I know this is a really out there prediction, and I have predicted this before for previous Directs, but I just really want this to happen, okay? We know that Bandai Namco are currently working on a remaster or remake of a 3D action Nintendo game. Sakurai has even teased us on his YouTube channel, saying that it would be nice to see this game on a home console. So you know there is a possibility that this could potentially happen. This is my most out there prediction for this Direct, but I really hope it happens, as having this game on Switch would be a dream. Finally, I want to quickly talk about the possibility of a Switch 2 being shown off in this Direct. And to answer that question simply, no, I don't think the Switch 2 will be present in this Direct. But we are talking about Nintendo here, and Nintendo do be Nintendo, so you never know. We know that the Switch 2 was shown to developers at Gamescom behind closed doors, so it certainly exists, and we are getting ever so closer to the release of Nintendo's next home console. It also does feel like we are at the point in the Switch's lifespan where things are winding down a lot. Most of the big games for the system have already come out, and we are getting the last few games before Nintendo moves on to their next console. I'm expecting the Switch 2 to come out around the holiday season next year, and I'm hoping we get to see the console early next year. So yeah, don't expect the Switch 2 at this Direct. So there you go, that was my quick Nintendo Direct predictions. Let me know what your predictions are down in the comments, and while we wait for this Direct to air, check out my latest video where I looked at some of the best indie games that were inspired by the Legend of Zelda series.